My amazing new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra reduces noise in my concert videos with Galaxy AI, taking them from this to this. Now I have time to bejewel my favorite artists' faces onto jackets. This one really captures their eyes.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that reduces distractions so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with common video formats, accessible in gallery, helps minimize 6 select sounds. Results vary. Galaxy AI features by Samsung free through 2025.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
O'Reilly! Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE-certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome to Orioles on the Verge. This is Zach Spedden, joined as always by Bob Phelan and Nick Stevens, and we come to you with a special episode of Orioles on the Verge tonight as we are joined by former Major League pitcher Arthur Rhodes. Arthur will be back in Maryland this year as a pitching coach for the independent Atlantic League's Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. We'll get to that on tonight's episode, which is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to a $200,000 bracket contest, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Tonight's guest pitched in the major leagues from 1991 through 2011. And pitched with the Orioles for a good chunk of that time, part of the 1996 and 1997 playoff squads. He was also an all-star with the Cincinnati Reds and won a World Series ring with the St. Louis Cardinals in 2011. He is Arthur Rhodes. Arthur, good to have you on the show.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
So that time period you were with the Orioles was particularly special for the franchise. You were there for the opening of Camden Yards in 1992, part of those playoff teams in 96 and 97, which were loaded with a lot of talent. What were those years like in Baltimore?
It was fun, man. We had a good team them years, and playing on a good team like that, and from, like you said, from 93 to 96, and it was just a blast, and where everybody was out there having fun, and plus he's playing with Cal Ripken, and it makes the team fun and makes you want to go out there and play hard.
Being a prospect-focused show that we are, I do want to ask about your days as a prospect coming up, and you were as high as 5th on Baseball America's top prospect list. So in today's world, like there's so much coverage, so much demand for information about prospects. Just about every minor league game is on TV now, and minor leaguers are put under this microscope from like a fan's perspective with all this access. How different is that compared to when you were coming up through the Orioles system?
Coming up through the Orioles system, man, you just go out there and play hard every day, and it's not like these years right now. You got minor league games on TV, and in my days, you just go out there and play, have fun, and try to move up to the next level. And now these days, they get to watch you everywhere on TV and send scouts out there to watch you and all that mess. But in my career, I like the way it was because you get to work harder and you get to work your tail off and you get to move up in the middle of the season or you get to move up in next year. But it's just letting the years I played, you got to work your tail off to get your tail up there.
You came up as a starting pitcher, worked in the Orioles rotation for the first few years of your career, and then transitioned really well into the bullpen, getting some MVP votes shortly after making the switch. What is that transition like for a pitcher? I know fans say, oh, this guy's a starting pitcher. He's struggling a little bit. Put him in the bullpen. His velocity will go up. Numbers will be better, but I'm sure it's not as easy as that. What hurdles did you face when making that transition?
Well, I know I struggled a little bit when I was starting, but like you say, you struggle when you're young and you throw hard. But once you get a couple wins under your belt, then they give you about 3 or 4 years of starting. Then they see you starting to struggle, and that's when they move you to the bullpen. Then my big progress was Elrod Hendricks. He helped me out when I got moved to the bullpen, and that's who got me started and how to get prepared for the game, because once you're a starter and you get moved to the bullpen, you got to do a whole new routine. So I got used to that, and like I said, Elrod Hendricks was my mentor.
And you won almost as many games out of relief as a lot of guys do, starting with a couple double-digit win seasons out of the bullpen. What was that like?
That's what they call it. They call it something, but it's not. It's sad for a starter don't go 5 innings, but once you're the long man, you just go out there. You go out there and pick up the job and try to get 3 or 4 innings. And if you get the win, you get the win. But like I said, it was tough. I liked it. I had a lot of wins coming out of the bullpen, and I think that made my career go even higher.
I know I was reminded of you a couple years ago when Michael Baumann had 10 wins as a reliever for the Orioles.
Talking about Elrod Hendricks and the influence he had on you, how does he continue to influence you now that you're a coach?
Because Elrod Hendricks, man, he went out there every day. He worked with everybody, and he loved being on the field. He loved just like working with guys and getting them guys to stay in the big league as long as they can. And just like I said, I follow his footsteps, and that's what I want to do is just work with guys and get them moved up to the next step they want to go, and keep them playing baseball for a long time.
Is there a player? We get to talk to a lot of Orioles prospects and guys who are 22, 23 years old. So when we ask them, like, who did you idolize growing up? Who did you watch and want to emulate? It's guys that debuted 10 years ago. But who was it for you when you were growing up? Who was the pitcher or the pro players that you looked up to and wanted to become?
I looked up to Nolan Ryan because Texas guy, and I'm from Texas, and like I said, he threw hard, and I wanted to throw hard just like him. But I was from the left side; he was from the right side, and I just watched his career, and he played a long time, and I wanted to be like him and stay in the game long as he did.
You had to play for several teams in your career, and there were a lot of highlights along the way. We talked about your time with the Orioles. You were part of the 116-win team with the Seattle Mariners. You had the All-Star appearance in Cincinnati, and then the World Series ring your final year with the St. Louis Cardinals. Is there a particular city or franchise that in your post-playing career you have a lot of fondness for, or do you kind of view all of the teams you played for equally in that sense?
Man, all the teams I played for, I had a good time, and you got to have the right guys on your team, and that want to go out there and play hard. And like Baltimore was great. I love Baltimore. I wanted to finish my career there, but it didn't happen. And so you got to move on. Like Seattle, I wanted to be there for my career, end of my career. But like you say, man, once you get on a good team like that, then you want to stay there for a long time. But my career just went from 1 year to 1 year. I think I got older.
I mean, you continue to be successful all the way through your age 41 season. I feel like you could have kept going. I mean, 4.64 ERA in 2011 is not that bad for a 41-year-old, if I do say so myself. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, especially for those Orioles teams. That was like when I was first getting into baseball. You were a big part of those teams, so that was really cool. We have a question here from a listener, Vivek, who says, is there a pitcher present day that you currently would say matches your style of pitching or that you enjoy watching pitch?
Right now, I like Valdez from Houston, and I saw him pitch a lot, and I think we basically about the same, but I think I threw a little bit harder than he did. But he had a sinker. I didn't throw a sinker, but I only threw 4 seamers and a slider. But that's who I look up to.
What do you think your fastest pitch you ever threw was?
The fastest? It's
Yeah.
probably
Peak velocity.
I think I hit 103 in Baltimore when it was on
Oh,
the high.
wow. Nice.
Yeah, that was my younger days.
Yeah.
Now these days this year, these kids throw 100 with no heartbeat.
Remember what outing was that you hit 103?
Man, I know it was a day game. It was a day game. It was hot in Baltimore.
We get to talk to a lot of prospects and watch them come through the Orioles system, and some of them get to the major leagues and struggle, and they get sent back down to AAA to kind of have a little bit of a reset. Some have come back up and found success, like Colton Cowser, and others are still struggling to find that footing. But from your experience, is there some things about pro ball that maybe you weren't expecting, or an aspect of the game on or off the field that makes that transition particularly difficult for these guys?
I think once you're in the minor league system and you get called up, you gotta be the same way that you was in the minor league system, because if you're doing good in the minor league system, you get called up to the big league. You can't go up there and change your ways how you doing, because you got to keep your mind set, and you got to keep not trying to throw harder, not trying to throw a good breaking ball. You just got to keep doing what you was doing, what you did in the minor league. And so some of the guys go up there, they try to do too much and try to overthrow, and they get hit hard. And next time you see them, they back in the minor leagues.
Is that kind of like the same kind of philosophy or wisdom you impart coaching in independent ball? You probably have a lot of guys who come through and they struggled in the big leagues, they struggled in minor leagues, and now they're fighting for another chance to get back in affiliated ball.
I think, yeah, when they come back down, I was in Lexington last year, and I watched every game. They think they can throw 100 miles an hour, but you're getting hit everywhere. I said, once you try to throw 93 to about 96 and hit your spots, and you get guys out. But you can preach it to them all day, but you just keep telling them, and this is what you got to do if you want to get back up to the big leagues. You got to quit falling behind on hitters, quit throwing 3-2 breaking balls every time. In that league, where I be at, I'm gonna tell my pitchers, I say, hey, you can't throw 3-2 sliders. You can't throw 0-2 sliders. You can't throw 1-2 sliders, because that's what that league is looking for. That's all they hit. But you can just preach to them, and you just gotta love on them and try to get them back up to where they want to go.
Does that kind of match now that you're on the coaching side? Is there like a general pitching philosophy or more specific ideals that you preach to the guys? And if so, how has that evolved from your playing days?
I preach to them and I talk to them, and they listen. If they don't want to listen, hey, I tell them, I say, I talk to you. I'm here to have fun with you. I'm here to work with you. I'm here to get you up to the next level where you want to go. If you listen to me, yes, I get you there. The only thing you need to do is just come here, throw strikes, get guys out, and you'll see you're on affiliated team somewhere.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
My new super smart Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra keeps me a step ahead thanks to Now Brief with Galaxy AI. It shows me my daily appointments at a glance so I can focus on my passion, posing my pups to recreate French paintings. Bruno, you look like a princess.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that streamlines your day so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Displays daily select info from select apps. May require internet connection. Galaxy AI features by Samsung free through 2025 and require Samsung account login.
There are some things in life that just shouldn't be forgotten, like bringing your keys when you leave the house, setting your fantasy lineup, and most importantly, having Hidden Valley Ranch to watch the game. Especially if you're having pizza. Those creamy, zesty, Cool Ranch flavors take each cheesy, melty bite to an unforgettable level. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
For more than 50 years, National University has been a military-friendly, yellow-ribbon school that understands the importance of honor and commitment. With 4- and 8-week classes available, year-round enrollment, and more than 190 programs to choose from, we help veterans just like you define the next chapter of their careers. Learn more at nu.edu. That's nu.edu.
You pitched for the Oakland Athletics in 2004, so obviously spent some time there. Now they're no longer in Oakland. You have any memories, any final memories now that they're in Sacramento?
In Oakland, the only thing I hate about Oakland is I live so far from the stadium is you got to drive in traffic every damn time. But Oakland was nice, man. It was a nice ballpark. I liked it, and the foul line was big, so you hit a pop fly on the first base line. If it don't go out, you still catch it. But I had a lot of memories there in Oakland. It was a nice ballpark. And
yeah, pitchers have to love that foul ground, right?
Oh, I love that foul ground. I take it all day.
I want to ask about your 2011 season. You got a chance to pitch in the World Series. The Cardinals picked you up during the season. You got into the game facing your former team, the Rangers. What was that whole experience like?
Tell you the truth, it was good, man. It was, like I said, I signed with the Rangers for spring training at the beginning of the season. Doing pretty good, and pitching, doing good, having a good time. Then right at All-Star break, they called me in. They said, well, we're going to designate you for assignment. I said, for what? No answer. I said, for what? I said, I've been doing good. Wasn't my numbers looking good? Such and so they go all about the other stuff. But I said, that's fine. That's fine. I'll go back to Texas and I keep working out. Then about 2 or 3 weeks later, St. Louis called me. And guess what? Met them up in the World Series. I beat them. We beat them.
Is that, we've never had someone on the show that calls himself a World Series champion. Is that moment when you and your team had clinched the World Series there, is that moment everything like we all dream of as little kids playing in Little League?
Oh, yeah, man. I tell you, man, I tell everybody, once you get to the big leagues as a pitcher or whatever you are, you try to get your goals. My goals was trying to make the All-Star team and win a World Series. And I did it. I know I did it later in my career, but I worked my tail off to get where I wanted to do. And so I did it. And once I got to the World Series, man, it was just like kid in the candy store. And it's just, you get to game 7 and you got 3 outs, and I was sitting on the bench. I think I pitched at game 7. So I was sitting on the bench. Come on, man, we just need 3 outs so I can jump over this fence or try to jump over the fence because I felt old. So, but it was awesome, man. I had a blast with St. Louis. It was fun. The World Series was awesome, man. And like I said, that's one thing you want to do in your career is you want to win your World Series.
Well, in that World Series was really memorable because of Game 6, and then you were on the mound in Game 7. So that had to be a special series to play in.
Yes, it was. I know I pitched to Josh Hamilton. I had him pop up. Then I never pitched in Texas when American League. So I had a couple of days off when we came to Texas. But when we got to Game 6, we hit that home run, and I told everybody in the clubhouse, I said, guys, we got them. They are done now. So Game 7 come, we went out and spanked them, and it was a good series, and they had a couple mess ups in the outfield, and so we just kept it rolling, and Game 7 was fun. Game 6 was fun. Game 7 was the best.
I want to go back to those 96, 97 Orioles teams for a moment, because for a long time, that was the only playoff baseball that a lot of us saw in Baltimore. A lot of lean years after that, and now they're successful again. those teams got close to the World Series. Do you feel like either one of them could have broken through and won it had things gone a little bit differently?
I think we could have won it in, what was that, 96? When, what's that kid that caught the ball over the fence?
Jeffrey Nair.
Yeah, that's him. If he wouldn't have caught the ball over the fence, we would have won the World Series that year. We could have won it, what was that, 96 or 97? We could have won it like 2 years because we had a good team. And I think we just fell behind a little bit. But it was we had a good run, and like you said, man, it was fun. Them I think it was 95, 96, and 97 was the years in Baltimore I had the best.
Yeah, that series against Cleveland in, I think, 97 in ALCS, that was two really good teams going at it. It was sad we lost, but it was fun times for sure.
Yeah, it's always sad, man. When you bust your tail out there, you're in the playoffs, and you fight for everything. You go out there and you grind. I'm talking about you grind and grind. They don't care if you pitch 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. I'm going out there for the fifth day because I'm in the playoffs. I want to win. And so it was some good playoff games.
Just how different is that atmosphere for players? Because the last 2 years, this Orioles team has been back in the playoffs. It's a very young roster the last 2 years, and two unfortunate series. But just how different is that, especially for a younger player, to when it switches to playoff time, especially when you're at home for these playoff games?
I think the young guys they need to relax because they relax during the season. Then once they get through the playoffs, they try too hard. They try to hit everything over the fence, or they're striking out. They're taking pitches what they was hitting in the regular season. So you can't, in playoff situations, you got to relax and go out there and do what you did in the regular season. You got to go out there and have fun.
Shift gears now to talk about what you've been doing the last couple of years. You had a chance to coach with the Lexington Legends last year in the Atlantic League. What made you decide to get back into coaching?
I did it, I'd say about 3 years ago. I did it in Cleburne. It was in Fort Worth. I pitching coach there. Then I took 2 years off. Then Greg Zahn called me back, said, "Do you want to be my pitching coach?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll be your pitching coach." We did that Lexington last year. It was fun. I had to work with a lot of guys, and it was good. It's just for me, it's just being on the field, stepping between the white line and having fun with them guys.
You're going to have a chance to do that this year in Hagerstown, where you played in your minor league career. You had a chance, I know, to go back there last year with Lexington and be at the new ballpark there. What is it going to be like for you to be back in a place where you pitched coaching?
I tell you, they asked me the question. They said, "Do you remember the old ballpark?" I said, "No." "Do you know where it was?" "It was somewhere around here, but it was down the road a little bit, I guess." But it was nice going back to Hagerstown. Still look the same, haven't changed. And the ballpark is great. I love the ballpark. It's a first-class ballpark. As soon as I walked in to visit the clubhouse, I thought I was in a major league ballpark. It was just the clubhouse was so nice, and my locker room, and it's great, man. It's just ready to get back there and have fun and win some ball games and get these guys ranked.
Well, Arthur, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been a really fun time talking to you.
Oh, no problem. I had a good time. Thanks for talking to y'all. You call me anytime. Don't be late. Don't be late.
All right, my bad.
You're good. Y'all take care.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Arthur's appearance on this show has been brought to you by Visit Hagerstown. Hagerstown Baseball is back for its second full season. Join the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars at Meritus Park. Take in great game action with the views of every play and sample the arts and culture of this historic city. Experience the adventure and family fun. Plan your getaway today at the East Coast's newest and most innovative ballpark. You're welcome in Hagerstown, Maryland. Plan your trip at visithagerstown.com. And I should throw in one more plug here. August 22nd will be Arthur Rhodes bobblehead night at Meritus Park. So be sure you're one of the first 1,500 fans through the gates that night to pick up your Arthur Rhodes bobblehead. That does it for this episode of Orioles on the Verge. You can find us next week. In the meantime, you can check us out on our many social media channels, including Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, and YouTube. We're also over at Substack, oriolesontheverge.substack.com. And while you're browsing around the internet, be sure to sign up and become a member of our Patreon community today at the $3, $5, or $10 levels. For Bob Phelan or Nick Stevens, this is Zach Spedden. You've been listening to Orioles on the Verge, presented by BetOnline and part of the Believe Podcast Network.
My amazing new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra reduces noise in my concert videos with Galaxy AI, taking them from this to this. Now I have time to bejewel my favorite artists' faces onto jackets. This one really captures their eyes.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that reduces distractions so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with common video formats, accessible in gallery, helps minimize 6 select sounds. Results vary. Galaxy AI features by Samsung free through 2025.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.